No offseason podcast here for the NFL Week 4 recap and Week 5 pick'em. This week was blowout week.
Yeah.
There wasn't really many games of like close, interesting games. There's a lot of blowouts. I guess there was one close one. I mean, the Chargers Raiders was close, but of course it was close.
Colts Rams.
Colts Rams went to overtime. Washington Commanders went to overtime.
Yeah,
Commanders Eagles.
It was a typical NFL week.
We're getting down to like teams separating themselves now, of being bad, average, and good and great. Like we're in that territory now.
Yeah, where you could start tearing teams off.
Yeah, where you're like, yeah, that team's not good. This team's not. This team's all right. They're gonna win. They're gonna lose. Like that type. We're in that area right now in the NFL, where you kind of go, it's not. Now it's just more of the betting style of like, they're not going to cover 3, are they? Like that type of feel.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I try my best to, because I love football, but fucking the NFL in general, I dislike a lot of things about how the game has evolved and became. The fucking bullshit ass ref thing they do all the damn time, where they'd rather make a controversial call and get talked about than make the right call. That's fucking number one. 2, just being a soap opera drama fest that to try to get fucking views on all the social media platforms, which is annoying as fuck. And 3, maybe it's just those 2. Maybe those are the 2 biggest
3,
annoying.
fucking Taylor Swift. All right.
I didn't want to bring the name up.
I'm done.
I didn't want to bring it up. See, that's why I said the fucking
social media thing.
Yeah, selling out for that shit. I didn't want to bring it up. I don't want to bring it up. But like, they talk about it enough, so I don't want to talk about it.
But then they're like, oh, look at our numbers now. We went from this many followers to this many followers. Who gives a fuck? Okay, who cares? Nobody cares. As a sports fan, nobody cares. Cool, Taylor Swift's there. You don't have to show her 20 fucking times and then mention her every fucking time that you can.
I knew it was gonna be bad going into the game. Yeah. I knew it was gonna be bad. So I expected to be bad. I was already expecting to be annoyed. So I was just like, fucking yeah, it is what it is. I had to switch the channel multiple times because I couldn't handle. When they brought it up on the broadcast, they fucking Jets were driving down the field. I think it was in the third quarter or some shit, and it was a drive going on in middle of the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter or some shit, and they're having a whole conversation about that shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing?
If you're a sports fan, you don't care that she's there. You're like, oh, cool, she's there. But you're not like, that's not what you're invested in. Maybe other people are that were to watch the game, but as sports fans,
yes, they sold their soul to get more views.
Yeah, I know. It's just very annoying. But I guess we could just dive into that game first. Jets lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. What was it, 2017?
He took that fucking slide at the end. They should have won by 10.
23-17? 23-20.
Yeah.
Fuck Pat Mahomes for sliding. If you bet the Kansas City Chiefs, you really wanted them to score there. Mm-hmm. You really wanted them to score there. The fact they didn't want to score annoys me more. That makes me hate the Chiefs more. The fact that they got a stupid holding call, and the fact that they got the number wrong was even worse. When they said 11, I was like, Johnson's on the defensive line. There ain't no way he's holding anybody. I was like, did he go out for pass block, passing, and he held the Kelsey? I was like really trying to find it. And when they showed the replay, I was like, Sauce Gardner. I was like, you just made up a number just to give him the pass interference.
The holding call reminded me exactly of the Eagles one in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was just reminded me exactly of that. And the ref threw the flag fucking hella late.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't
after
find
the pick.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way you couldn't find your flag. You weren't backing up, by the way, because you didn't need to back up. There was nobody by you.
It's just annoying as a Chiefs fucking hater, as a Broncos fan, just to watch continuously. And this is even fucking like, because I watched the Chiefs. I've watched the Chiefs in the whole Mahomes era because fucking we play them. So like, no one really watches the Broncos and Chiefs games and shit like that. But fucking how many calls that went against us going against the Chiefs where you get a fucking illegal contact down the field or an offensive pass interference call? They get so many fucking calls that it's tough to watch because you could go back. I could just name Bengals playoff game last year. Multiple calls. Eagles Super Bowl. calls in that game. Chargers game Thursday night, multiple calls in Chiefs' favor. I'm trying to think of it. Like, there's more examples than that. Surprisingly, the Lions didn't get fucked in their game. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. It just happens continuously, and Chiefs fans always say that, well, fucking, like, we had calls go against us. Look at that roughing the passer call against the Raiders and shit. It's always at the worst time.
It's always like
late in the game,
fourth quarter.
Yeah, so like in clutch situations, they get the benefit of the doubt every time.
Yeah,
and the refs, for some reason, always feel the need to get involved and give Mahomes help to get over the top, which is like, well, I don't know why the fuck they need that. And why you're doing it, I don't know. I haven't put it together, a conspiracy theory to put it all together. But I do genuinely believe the Chiefs get multiple favors from the refs. And thinking back on the Patriots era, I don't remember them getting called this amount.
Like bad, like pass interference and holding calls like that.
Yeah. Or fucking 49ers Super Bowl too. The Chiefs got fucking calls in that game too. Or they would just refuse to call their offensive line for holding.
Yeah.
Like
Zach Wilson had a good game.
Yeah.
One of his better the best performance of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's a positive.
He finally didn't play a defense that was
he didn't play
that's elite.
Pass rush that's elite.
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots aren't the greatest, but they know Zach Wilson. They know how to scheme against him.
Yeah.
And he did a good job. He brought him back, tied the game, all the good things. So it was a good job by Zach Wilson.
I was happy for him. I think a lot of NFL fans were happy for, which is weird because everyone, fucking the media shits on him all the time, talk about worst quarterback of all time.
Well,
and I don't know where that narrative developed or how it developed.
It's a New York thing. I think it's a New York thing.
He never gets the benefit of the doubt like other quarterbacks do that are fucking just like Mac Jones was fucking getting his dick sucked his first year and he wasn't fucking even great.
Yeah.
He plays for the Patriots. He has a better system around him than Zach Wilson does at the Jets. Fucking Justin Fields, everybody else's fault. Not his ever. He put up stats though, so fine.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it was just everyone just loves to shit on him. It made no sense. And I'm not saying he's gonna be great or
I'll say this:
the hatred for him.
The worst thing that happened for Zach Wilson was last year them competing to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and then Mike White coming in and being better,
and all that stuff because they weren't supposed to be competing last year either. So you're like, all right, just keep developing them. And then once they got into that range where like the defense was good enough to hold teams, and then he was struggling because his offensive line's not good. Mm-hmm. Like everybody knows the Jets' offensive line is bad. Now, is it the worst offensive line in New York? That's an argument. That's an argument for anybody.
No.
But like, it's bad still. But every time, Hall only has 6 rushing attempts. Like their refusal to run the ball is baffling to me.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, I know. Nathaniel Hackett doesn't run the ball, but it's like baffling to not even try to help him out.
Yeah, Brees should have a couple more carries than that, but he's coming off the injury, so that's
but like,
fine.
I think Dalvin Cook, maybe they combined him and Dalvin Cook probably had about like 12 attempts.
Not much.
Yeah, you got to help Zach Wilson out.
Yeah. Also, I did remember this too about Zach Wilson last year on the Red Zone Network. What's his name, Scott Hansen and shit. He would get so excited anytime Zach Wilson threw a pick. It was outrageous how excited he's like, "Oh, Zach Wilson, what are you doing?" Like he got so. I was like, "What are you?"
And I'll say this. I think people switched once Ronnie Harrison said whatever. We was talking to Chris Jones and he was like, "You play the garbage quarterback." And you're like, dude, you can't call him garbage. He had a good game. He's garbage. And like he kept saying it too, and you're just like, all right, man, you don't have to beat him down. Like, let Chris Jones be like, yeah, it was a competitive game. He had a really good game. No, and you're just like, no.
I got a question.
What's up?
If let's say J.J. Watt said that about Justin Fields, do you think there'd be a racial component that developed the narrative on that, and then there could be the other backlash and be like, "Oh, he's saying this like J.J. Watt saying that about a black coach."
They tried to find that
put
narrative.
Some racial
like
shit
first,
in there.
The first take was J.J. Watt's comments race based, and you'd be like, "No, he's a bad quarterback." and you're like, he's a garbage quarterback, and you're like, no, and then
Instead of just saying that statement is stupid, they would bring race into.
they would do that, and like Undisputed would do that, and then that narrative would create the narrative because everybody likes that narrative.
Yeah.
And Dan Patrick would talk about it. Doug Godley would talk about
and then
it.
the media cycle goes.
And the cycle would go on that.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, that's not how it works. And unfortunately, that's how some storylines work. Is first take and Undisputed control a storyline and make a storyline. It's not a storyline, but like. We're not doing that storyline, by the way. Rodney Harrison said he was trash. He hasn't been good. Like, there's a difference. If he just said he's not been playing great, I would have been fine with that. But him calling him garbage like multiple times and trying to bait Chris Jones to say, yeah, he's a garbage quarterback was horribly wrong. And I think that's what got people on Zach Wilson's side, too. It's like, you can't say he was garbage when he had a good game.
Also, Zach Wilson needs to go back to dyeing his hair blonde. I don't like the fucking. I didn't even know he had fucking brown hair because
he's done being that guy at BYU. He's focused.
Like when he had his helmet off, I was like, "What the hell did he have brown hair?" I didn't know he dyed his hair blonde the whole time he was at BYU.
And I'll say this:
I guess the MILFs
him
loved it.
being upset, they fumbled the ball and like he was like, "Fuck, man, I fucked that game up."
Yeah,
and like I wouldn't even say he didn't do a great job. The fumble did not work. Oh, that's a home run. We're watching the playoffs too, and the Rangers just hit a home run.
Shit.
Garcia hit a bomb. But Wilson played a good game. It's one of the best game of the year. Maybe he needs to do it next week too. He needs to have another good game. He doesn't need to be great, just good.
No, just don't fuck up that much.
And he didn't fuck up that much this game. Unfortunately, he fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
But I mean, just don't fuck up. Moving on from that game from Sunday night to Monday night because we were already there. How bad are the Giants this year? They haven't scored a touchdown at home, by the way. Have not scored one single touchdown at home. Their offensive line, the Seahawks.
They have injuries.
Yeah, they have injuries, but my God. Daniel Jones would do a 3-step drop, and the guy's already on his back.
Yeah.
He couldn't even get to the third step before anybody was there.
For the Giants, I just don't. Last year was just like they caught. Well, they were kind of lucky. I would say, in comparison, like I would compare them to the New York Mets of last year.
I'll say this: their schedule was a lot easy.
Yes, it was.
It was easier last year. This year's a lot harder, and you're noticing, that it's not working.
I don't blame the schedule. I think they're just not playing well at all. And to say they don't have talent would be like Saquon being out. Fucking, of course, you're gonna not be good when Saquon's out. That's obvious. Yeah. He's one of the best running backs in the league. But to not compete in games, that's the whole getting blown out.
Well, they've been blown out almost every game. Even in the Cardinals game, they were getting whooped.
Right.
Now they came back and won that game. They easily could be the 0-4 and be horrifically bad.
Yeah, and it's not getting easier. They play Miami and Buffalo next, so their season's pretty much done.
Yeah, they're out. Done. You look at them, and you're like, they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
there's no way for them coming back.
So it'll be interesting to see what they're gonna. I guess they'll draft an offensive lineman. Moving on to that in the top, they'll probably be a top 8 pick.
You don't think they're going to try to get the quarterback?
I do not.
I know they signed Daniel Jones.
That's because they're put in that spot where they just paid him all that money. Yeah. I don't see him drafting a quarterback. I think everyone was in agreement whenever Daniel Jones got paid. It was the right decision, though. So I don't want to hear this revisionist history of being like, what the hell are you doing paying Daniel Jones? I don't think anyone said it was a bad move to pay Daniel Jones.
Because of how Gabriel coached him last year.
Oh, Daboll? Yeah. Yeah, and you would think another year
it's only going to get better.
Right.
But unfortunately, the offensive line, he has no time to throw anything past 5 yards.
No.
And that's what it was, a bunch of dink and dunks.
He was making a lot of bad reads that game, too. He was just quick reading and not knowing what the coverage is. That,
too. But the panic of the pressure, I think, could cause a little bit of that, too. It's like Sam Darnold, I'm seeing ghosts.
Mm-hmm. That's why I felt like
Jones was seeing ghosts all day.
There's ghosts all over MetLife Stadium, dude.
Yeah, he was just like, I see ghosts all day. Mm-hmm. And then right when he got in the red zone and he threw that pick to Witherspoon, I was like, you could tell everybody was annoyed because he didn't need to throw it that quick. I don't know why he didn't think Campbell was cutting back inside the middle.
Right, because he ran the little arrow route.
Yeah, I don't know where he did. You could even
Or
see
pivot route, whatever you
even
wanna
in
call
the
it.
route running, he was. You could see it a mile away.
He was covered.
Yeah. Well, even you could see he was already going to go in the inside. The way his hips and legs were, the way his body was moving, he was gunning inside. For some reason, Jones was. He was just like, oh, he's just going to stay on the outside. And Witherspoon sat on it. He was like, I think he's about to throw it. Sat, got the pick. Good job.
Great game by Witherspoon
Yeah.
too. You know, really good game. Also, I want to say this as a Bronco fan. It was fucking awesome to see. I'm saying this sarcastically. Fucking Drew Lock almost threw a touchdown pass to Noah Fant. I think that was awesome. And then Devin Witherspoon with the pick six. That was our draft pick.
Yeah.
It was a great night for Broncos fans
And
too.
I'll say this, I think every all the diehard sports fans, it's fun to watch Drew Lock play football.
No.
It's like Jameis Winston. Everybody loves watching Jameis because you don't know what you're going to get from him.
I remember the Broncos.
Bronco fans don't, but I'm a Drew Lock fan, and I was like, yeah, Drew Lock's in. Then the second half, Gino comes in, I was like, oh, this game sucks. Like once Gino came in, I was like, this fucking blows.
Do you think Seattle's good?
I think Seattle's they're okay.
Okay.
I think they're better than they were last year.
Oh, so they're a playoff team then?
Yeah, I think they're a playoff team.
I don't think they are.
You don't think so?
I didn't think
they barely got in last year, but I think they're better, a little bit better.
their defense is really pretty good though.
Yeah.
So I might walk it back a little bit because I didn't have them.
That's
in the
why I
playoffs.
was saying I think the defense has gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
The offense is the offense. That's Geno Smith is the question. I think Geno's gonna. He's not. Seahawks are okay. I think they're okay. I don't think the Super Bowl contenders. I don't think they could beat the top echelon. I think they're in that Tampa Bay range where you're like, all right, they're good, they're fun to watch, but they're not gonna compete for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you guys will probably play them in the first round of the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, guy.
That's what I'm saying. They're fun to watch.
I don't think they're fun to watch.
Kenneth Walker's fun.
I like Kenneth. Yeah.
DK Metcalf when he's having none of the receivers are having a good year, but they have guys like
DK's been alright.
But you know what I mean. You have DK Smith and Jegba's been awful. Him and Geno have no chemistry at all. Tyler Lockett, Walker, Noah Fant when he wants to throw to Noah Fant. The defense is fun. They have a lot of young guys that you enjoy, that I enjoy watching. So yeah, I think they're fun, but they're not in the up echelons. And I'm not blaming Geno for that, but there's one of those teams where I enjoy watching them from time to time. But moving on from Monday night, London. Everybody knows Desmond Ridder is not the guy, right? Everybody knows. Well, we knew this, but
yeah, okay. All right. I was like,
we knew Desmond Ridder wasn't the guy, and they needed to find a quarterback.
No, they do have one on the bench.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah,
Heineke. I don't even think Heineke's the guy.
Well, they're gonna get one eventually. I'm assuming. They
have to be bad.
In the offseason, I was fucking screaming that they should have got Lamar. That's a perfect fit down in Atlanta. It would have been huge. Fits that offensive system. I think that was a big miss.
How many first rounders should they've gotten? 4?
No, they weren't giving up 4
Well,
for him.
you have to give up. I think that's probably what Baltimore was asking.
4?
Yeah. They're asking for a lot. Oh my goodness! The Rangers are putting it on the Rays.
Let's go, baby.
Was that 4-0 now? Yeah. Rays are in trouble.
They definitely need a court.
Because the talent's there at Atlanta. Bijan Robinson's been outstanding. They have Aguilar. They have the receivers.
Aguilar. Oh,
yeah. Algier. My bad.
Yeah.
They have Algier. All the talent's there. The defense isn't great, but it's not bad.
I think the defense is good.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's good, but it's not top 5. But it's good to win games. Mm-hmm. The whole team's to certain numbers that they need. Mm-hmm. Desmond Ridder's just not it.
Yeah, and he said he started next game, so they're just gonna ride it out.
He might only have a couple weeks before he gets benched.
Yeah. We'll see. Good job by Jacksonville in winning that game. I guess they didn't look great either.
Jacksonville doesn't look great at all this year.
But they needed that win, so fucking way to pull it out.
We're not going to talk about the Ravens Browns.
I probably deserve a little bit more shit for my Atlanta take, but I think it's too early. So I'll take all the shit for my Atlanta take when needed.
Ravens beat the Browns. No Deshaun Watson. Easy game.
Oh yeah, DTR. Remember how?
Yeah,
and preseason.
This is why you don't listen to preseason talk. Well, DTR could be a starting quarterback. DTR, no, he can't. That's preseason football. No, he can't. Well, guess what? He can't. He got killed by the Ravens. He didn't score a touchdown. 128-3. Done with the DTR talk. Also, no Chubb. No Chubb, no Watson, no chance.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. The Titans beat the Bengals. Bengals are 1-3. I think Burrow's calf is worse than what a strain is. I think it might be torn. He might have something torn in his leg because he can't pass the ball past 10 yards.
Maybe Burrow's just not a good quarterback.
No, he's a good quarterback. I feel like at the end of the year, you're gonna get a Burrow has to have surgery because he tore his calf muscle or something.
Yeah.
That's my theory on why the Bengals are struggling offensively and he can't pass the ball. I'm not going to blame the offensive line because it's the same offensive line as last year. And they were fine.
Nah, they lost Leo Collins. They cut him.
They cut him.
Like he's hurt all the time anyway.
I think the injury is worse than what they say is strain. I think a strain does hurt, but I think he could be able to pass the ball still. In that Monday night game, he couldn't really pass the ball deep.
No, it was just quick passes.
Yeah. And I think it's worse than, like, I guarantee you at the end of the year, they're going to say, yeah, something torn in his leg.
And Tennessee's defense owns the Bengals anyway. Like, fucking even when they played in the playoff game, it took, Tannehill fucking throwing 3 picks in that game
and
to
also,
beat them.
Mike Vrabel, he's a fighter. You're never going to... Derrick Henry finally had his coming out party.
Yeah.
Do a touchdown pass, too.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty cool. Zach Taylor. I don't know how many times we have to go with this, but they're just stuck. They're just stuck with them, so it doesn't matter. There's no point in bringing it up.
It's not like they're going to fire him. They don't fire coaches. They let the contract expire. So
yeah, and he got an extension. Yeah. So
good job by the Titans. Keep fighting, Titans. They are tied for the division lead, I believe.
I think all the teams 2-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In that AFC South.
The battle for the first round pick. Yeah. The Broncos come back to win that game.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't think you're happy about it.
I don't know why.
But
we were down fucking 28-7.
I'm gonna say this. Every time, and this is a Justin Fields 101. It happened last year too. You're like, oh, he's having a great first half. Everything's going great. Everything happens. And this is a typical Justin Fields then makes turnovers and turnovers and turnovers. And loses the game. You're like, man, but Justin Fields looked really good that game.
Stats are great.
Yeah. He loses. You not understand. He lost you the game because of the turnovers, right? You got the Broncos back in because of the turnovers. Mm-hmm. It's because of these situations that you lose the game. And Bears fans were blind last year of seeing that.
Yes.
They were like, oh, look at how many rushing yards and look how great he was. You're like, yeah, but he fumbled the ball at the end of the game to lose the game. Oh, but remember the first half? Remember how great he was running the ball? And that's where the Bears fans got blinded. Bears fans will criticize every other quarter. Rodgers lost you that game because he threw a pick at the end of the game. Oh, Cousins did the same. Cousins was awful. He threw too many picks. Oh, but Justin Fields' first half was great. Bears fans, and you realize it this year, but you didn't do it. You did the same thing because I watched the Barstool mid-show, and they're like, oh, Justin Fields was great that game. Best game he had all year. I'm like, yeah, he threw a couple picks and fumbled the ball. I was like, in the second half, right? Yeah, he lost you the game.
Yeah, you'd be 1-3.
You'd be 1-3 if he didn't do those things. If he didn't do stupid things, he wouldn't have lost the game. Yeah. Sometimes you have to sit there, and it doesn't matter what you. It's like it's a 4-quarter game. First half, yeah, good. What about the rest of the game?
Has he ever made a clutch play in his entire NFL
career? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Also, I would say, the coaching decision to go for it on 4th and 1, is it like 2 minutes, 30 seconds or something like that?
Yeah.
I know in the past, I remember like when we did a podcast way back, Bill O'Brien was playing the Patriots and he chose to kick a field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 1. Yeah. And I roasted him for that. This situation's different though because you're not playing Tom Brady and the Patriots. Yeah. You're playing fucking
Russell Wilson, the
Broncos, who don't come through in the clutch ever. We've lost more clutch games than anything. That time you take the points. Yeah. Like you kick the 3
and you're 0-3. Take the points. Try to win the game. Trust your defense. Mm-hmm. You are a defensive coordinator at one point in your life, where you're not.
Yeah. You take the points there. But.
And by the way.
And the situation matters. So, like, if the Bears were playing the Chiefs, you go for it. Yeah. I agree.
If you're playing Chiefs, Niners, Cowboys, Eagles,
maybe even the Eagles, I might take the 3.
Yeah, but like if you're playing a top tier team, yeah, go for it.
Cowboys, I'd take the 3 also.
I
fucking have Dak drive down the field.
In Dak against bad teams, I trust.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough.
But like against the Broncos, when has Russell Wilson made anything worthwhile as a Bronco?
No, yeah, it's stupid. And our field goal kicker, he's not guaranteed to make a field goal in Soldier Field.
Yeah, but was the first round pick bowl game or first round pick game so far? Bears lose. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm kind of excited because you now have more options because Panthers are 0-4, 3 as well, 0-4. So you're like, we have 1 and 2. So you could trade one of those picks, gain more picks, draft what you need to draft. Like don't trade your first pick, draft a quarterback. Trade the second pick, get huge volume because I guarantee you there's going to be one of those mid teams that wants one of the quarterbacks.
They won't give up players though. It'll be future draft picks. Yeah. So when you're at 2, you just take somebody. No,
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Because at that level, you're not going to get an elite player because NFL doesn't trade elite players too often.
I'm not saying elite player, like stack picks up.
Yeah, but that's future then. Then you're rebuilding another year.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'd rather take somebody to pair with my
Would you rather
Caleb
get an
Williams.
offensive lineman, Caleb, a receiver?
I think I would take Caleb Williams.
And Harrison Jr. or...
It depends on... I probably would take the best defensive player. Like, I would pair Caleb Williams and whatever the best defensive player is
in the draft.
projected to come out. Dependent on what the talent is. Like, yeah. We haven't done, like, way too early to do draft.
Too early, Mark, yeah.
So, we'll see when it comes to it.
But, yeah. Rams beat the Colts in overtime. Good job by the Rams. Not much to say there.
Well, fucking Richardson, looks good.
I said that he was going to be the best quarterback.
Yeah, you were right about that.
But C.J. Stroud's been good. But I said Richardson was going to be the best because it's easier to cover up bad things that Richardson does with his good in the NFL. And in college, you can't do that because it's the coach's way. In the NFL, you adapt to the player because you have to rely on the player to keep your job. They're adapting to Richardson's strengths instead of his weaknesses.
Yes, very true.
And that's why I said Richardson was going to be the best out of the 3 right now. Now, later on down the road, he won't be.
We'll see.
But
I'm really happy for Matt Stafford, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know how it turned, though, because I fucking hated the Rams. I didn't know if I hate...
We didn't hate Stafford. We just didn't like the Rams.
It was more of a Rams thing. Because I was always a Stafford fan when he was a fan of his Georgia and A.J. Green. I love those teams. They fucking underachieved like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and then we liked him at Detroit.
Yeah, forever and shit.
Yeah, and then he went to the Rams. I was like, fuck, I don't like the Rams, but I do like Stafford.
And then they played the fucking Bengals in the Super Bowl. So
they played the Bucs in the playoffs and the Bengals in the Super Bowl, and it was one of those things.
Yeah, but it's cool to see Stafford be like, I'm not done yet. I'm not leaving yet.
My question is...
Wolf on Wall Street style. Leo.
Dead arms don't go away.
Oh, yeah.
How long can the arm survive the year?
Didn't he have surgery in the offseason? I thought he had surgery. He had it in the offseason.
He had it.
Yeah, so he fixed it. Last year going in, he had the dead arm. He had the surgery, so that's why I think he's okay now.
You think the dead arm's just not going to come back?
No, because he had the surgery. He played through the year with it, and then once you have the surgery, like Dak had the dead arm was a couple years ago, and then had the surgery. His arm just was never good to begin with, so. Stafford's arm is never going to be
what it used to be.
Well, which is one of the best arms, probably of any NFL quarterback.
And accuracy of deep balls was great.
Yeah, it's like he throws one of the best balls you ever see. So really happy for them. Just wait till Cooper Kupp comes back. People aren't like Rams are dangerous. Colts, way to stay competitive in all these games.
Colts, I guess the game of the week, which turned into a blowout. The Buffalo Bills win 48-20 against the Dolphins and showed everybody in the United States and anybody that watches around the world, they're still the team to beat in the AFC East. No surprise, we both knew that. We both thought that. Just because you dropped 70 against the Broncos doesn't mean you're a better team than the Buffalo Bills. My God.
Oh my God, Tampa.
Well, we're watching baseball and they just keep messing up. They are defensively bad right now. Anyways, Josh Allen showing everybody I'm still the top dog in the AFC East.
I like how all the Josh Allen haters.
Oh, yeah. What even Colin Cowherd, what was wrong about Josh Allen? Because you don't panic after week 1. My God. You don't panic. Josh Allen had a horrible game against the Jets, which, by the way, the Jets defense is really good.
And then people were quick to point out he was not that great last year, but they
they were like, oh, his interceptions are a problem.
You know what happened last year in the Jets game, like week 8? He had that fucking injury to his arm. He was playing with fucking a torn ligament in his arm all year, toughing it out because that's the toughest quarterback in the entire. Well, Mahomes is tough too. Yeah. Like I'll just say one of the toughest quarterbacks in all of football. And
surprise, surprise, they're good. They're a good team. They're still the best team in the AFC East. They're right up there with the best team in the AFC. I think they still are the best team in the AFC. And that's why I have them in the Super Bowl. That's why you have them in the Super Bowl.
Very true.
We believe in them. You don't jump the wagon because of certain things. Their defense, they got rid of shitty Larry Frazier.
Leslie Frazier. He took time away off from football.
He needed to go. He was bad.
I know.
He was bad.
That's why I was excited. That's one of the reasons I picked him because I think Sean McDermott is a better defensive coordinator.
You get Sean McDermott to control the defense instead of Frazier, you're going to be better. Yep. And I thought that too.
Yep.
And it showed. They only gave up 20 points to the Dolphins. And the Dolphins, all around, are a good team. Offensively, they have all the weapons that you need.
Yeah, and like this is one of those matchups things where the Bills Dolphins, like it's just a matchup thing. It just doesn't work out well for the Dolphins a lot of the time.
They did beat them last year. They did beat the Bills last year in Miami though.
When game
that was like week. There was around this time. It was like
he struggles in Miami.
Yeah,
remember his first.
We thought he was good, but no, he struggles in Miami.
Yeah, he struggles in Miami. I remember that. I remember that game. Like his first year where he did all that running around and try to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah. So
there was something else I wanted to say about this too, and I lost my train of thought. Was it about the Dolphins? Josh Allen and Diggs don't like each other, right?
Yeah.
What happened with that?
That whole
offseason storyline?
Well, that storyline went away real quick, right?
3 touchdowns on 120 will shut people up real quick, huh?
Well, he only had 6 catches, though.
He needs to throw the ball to him more, huh?
It's a joke,
right?
But yeah, I will say, Vic Fangio's got to get that defense right, though. Against big teams like Buffalo,
I think their secondary is bad.
Yeah,
I think their secondary is the issue. I think up front they're okay. They could be better. They struggled against the Chargers to stop them, and the Chargers were actually running the ball on them, which was
because Kelly Eckler looked good.
Yeah, they got issues on the defensive side of the ball.
They got to figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah, Vic needs to,
because if they want to compete for the Super Bowl, their defense has got to play better, because you're not going to
outscore.
You're not going to outscore Buffalo. You're not outscoring the Chiefs.
No,
there's things you're just not going to do. So that needs to be figured out in the next couple of weeks. But the Buffalo did a good job. Still the head dog in the AFC East. Vikings get their first win against Carolina. Good for Kirk Cousins.
Pick 6 by Kirk Cousins.
Oh, whatever. Good job. Colin Cowherd, your projections of him throwing for 6,000 yards are out the window. I hate when people go, he's projected for this. He's not going to get it, though. Don't give me wild projections.
He was projected with really?
Yeah, he was projected 6,000 yards for how many passing yards he was throwing this season.
Oh wow, that's pretty ridiculous. You're shitting on Colin Cowherd a lot.
Well, sometimes I'm not shitting on him. Because when I'm driving to pick up my son, that's what I listen to on the radio, and so I get that. I get Colin Cowherd and Doug Gottlieb.
You got to give him props one of these times.
I do give him props.
On here, once I'd be like, Colin Cowherd had a good take. I want to hear it.
I'll say this because he did get something right. He said Dame Lillard to Milwaukee. There you go. He said that would be a good fit. It happened. The trade happened. So good job on that.
Well, we don't know if it's a good fit.
Well, that's to be determined. And I would argue that it's not a good fit. But anyways, the Texans beat the Steelers, dominate the Steelers. Steelers don't score a touchdown.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
How good is he?
Not good.
No, okay.
No average.
Why isn't he getting shit like Zach? Steelers fans just fucking...
No, they blame the offensive coordinator for how bad
their offense. They blame Matt Canada. Yeah. Matt Canada wasn't a great coordinator in college, so that was a weird hire anyway when they did it.
Shout out Najee Harris, getting more than 20 yards this game. Good job. You did a good job.
Way to go, Najee.
You had 1 receiving yard for 32 yards. Yeah.
Najee.
Good job.
Oh,
my goodness. Good job.
Most overrated player in the league.
Oh, God, that rookie year when Big Ben was just like, I can't throw deep. Here you go, Najee.
Yeah, fantasy people just love him so much.
Yeah. He's the next Austin Eckler. Wrong. Horribly wrong. Najee's bad. That's another problem. You have Najee Harris as your running back, bad. You can't help pick it out at all.
No.
D'Amico Ryan's doing D'Amico Ryan's things, getting that defense right.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud picking apart Pittsburgh.
All right. So it's too early to have the C.J. Stroud discussion. He's played really well early in his rookie career.
You mean NFL career?
His rookie NFL career, yeah. So I don't know if we want to have it yet, but I'm still out on CJ Stroud. I think he's not going to be a good NFL quarterback. I'm going to stand by that stance.
Can you feel a little Kirk Cousins in him as an NFL pro?
Yeah.
Give me stats, but don't give me. He might get you 12, but you know he's not going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, possibly. I could see that's a good comparison. Actually, Cousins and him have a similar kind of.
You can give me all the stats you want, but do you really feel confident that he's going to get you to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and it's not the right time to have this take after he just had a great game. But I'd rather say this now than whenever he shits the bed. I'd rather say it after he has a good game and be out there.
Here, he's like a mixture between a Dak and Kurt, where you're like, he's good and he'll get you the wins and he can get you this stuff. But do you really feel like I have Cowboys in the Super Bowl, so I believe that could get you there. I'm very skeptical after the Cardinals game, but. I feel like he's in between that. Like he'll get you the stats of Kirk Cousins, but do you feel confident that he can win?
I'll be interested to see if the Texans stay around in the South whenever a big game comes up. That's
where you're like, all right, he's in that Dak Kirk Cousins frame.
Yeah. So fucking.
But he was great. And Nico, the receivers of Nico Collins and Dell.
Tank Dell.
Yeah, they're good. And Pierce is a solid running back. Like. He's a good running back. So they have good tools to get things. It's up to the defense to keep it up, and it's up to C.J. Stroud.
Well, I believe in their defense. They made me look bad against the Colts. That Colts fucking pick. Yeah. Because they were bad that game.
Issue is good.
I think they were going to lose that game anyway, the way it was kind of trending.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy for D'Amico. I've always been a big D'Amico fan.
It's 4 games.
Way to get that black on black crime. Show who's the real fucking head coach instead of shitty ass Mike Tomlin.
Wins games, okay?
Yeah. Most overrated coach. So anytime the Steelers lose, I'm happy. Always happy because where is he at? 500.
Yeah, 500 again. Mm-hmm. But good job by D'Amico. Good job Texans not looking like the worst team in the NFL.
I didn't bet that game because the Steelers were favored by 3.5, but for some reason, I was like, it's one of those games. Because I didn't put in my 6-pack, which got busted on Thursday, by the way, too.
I bet this game because I believed in them.
Transition?
Yeah, transition. I believed in them. Tampa Bay blew out the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr played this game. Was awful. Our defense, shockingly good, guys.
Just say, I thought the Saints were always going to be in close games.
Always in close games until Todd Bowles gets there. We have beaten the Saints 3 times in a row. It is a turnaround. By the way, Baker Mayfield has flipped the narrative of being this quarterback that can't get it done, and it's early. I'm getting excited, all right? Because I enjoy watching Baker, and the things that I said last year are the reasons why we lost. I love Tom Brady. Like I said, I appreciate.
Yeah, we've done it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna read. I gotta do it every one time. I love Tom Brady. I thank Tom Brady. He was a major problem on why we couldn't move the ball.
I have a question though. If Byron Leftwich wasn't the offensive coordinator,
there's also that.
And Brady had the offensive coordinator you have now, I think Brady would have been better. Yeah, he would have been better. You might have won a playoff game.
But I will say this: Baker. When the pocket does crumble, Baker gets out of the pocket and throws. Tom couldn't do that.
Yes.
And that's a huge thing.
I think the offensive coordinator thing is the bigger upgrade than the quarterback.
Again, I wasn't shitting on Tom. I never shit on Tom. He couldn't move though.
Yeah, he had to get the ball.
He couldn't move, and that's the only thing I'm saying. He won us games last year. But that's just Tom Brady.
I think I would rather. But I would rather have Tom Brady with this offensive coordinator. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would rather have Tom Brady.
Was horrific.
Yes,
he is a awful offensive coordinator.
We knew this from the get go.
Yeah, and Tom figured he was like, "Fuck your scheme. We're running my shit." The first year we won it.
What all those games you won last year, they would end up being because you were
Tom,
down,
yeah,
and
we
then
had
you
to
would just
hurry
have to
up.
hurry
Yeah.
up and just call fucking Tom would just call plays down
and
there.
then we struggled in the playoffs. We hurried up, and we weren't really in that game, but we scored, and things could have happened. But like shit like that, Baker did right now has been playing really good football.
Yeah.
And our weapons are good, and it shows when you give sometimes when you give a quarterback that's talented like Baker weapons, things happen.
Or he's not hurt.
Or he's not hurt.
Because he was good with the Browns until he got hurt.
Until he got hurt.
Shoulder.
And you had Odell Beckham Jr. You know, it's Odell Beckham Jr.
Jarvis Landry, yeah, he was good. They made the playoffs.
Yeah,
They almost beat the Chiefs. I don't know where this narrative came from. That's something else. That everyone shit on Baker, but he was hurt because his shoulder. He played through the injury. Then he didn't look good at the Rams. So you're like, fuck, man, maybe he's just not that good.
But the Rams weren't good last year. They didn't have Cooper Kupp was out. They didn't have no weapons. Like you look at our weapons. So we had our weapons at Tampa were better than the Browns. Like Landry's not as good as Godwin.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is better than Odell Beckham Jr.
Yes.
Like we don't have better running backs.
You need a trade for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, we don't have the better.
You need a trade for Jonathan Taylor.
White's decent, but he's not that good. Okay?
Can you trade for Jonathan Taylor?
Aden's good. Like we have good things. When you give the weapons, and Palmer's been good. We have a speed guy in Tompkins.
Yeah.
Like when you give a quarterback weapons that don't complain and just run routes, things happen.
Okay, so what's your excuse for Derek Carr with all the weapons he has on the Saints side of the ball? Because he has weapons?
Derek Carr is Derek Carr. There's a huge difference.
What does that mean?
Baker's better than Derek Carr.
Oh, God.
Like, it's easy to see. Like, at what point do you not... Like, Baker had moments in the Cleveland where he had games that you're like, man, Baker's playing really good. And yes, you're right, the torn shoulder. And you're like, damn, man, if he didn't tear his shoulder, he couldn't throw the ball. And then Odell's dad's like, oh, he's missing wide open guys. And Landry's like, oh, and then that narrative of Baker's not good. Baker's not good. He had moments with the Rams where you're like, damn, man, Baker's playing all right.
He lit us up, didn't he?
Yeah, you're like, damn, Baker's playing all right. Derek Carr's been the same guy for like his whole career.
No, he almost had an MVP year before he got hurt.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He had that 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. It's like Carson Wentz. Same thing.
Yes, very true.
You
very
catch
true.
lightning in the bottle for 1 year and then things happen. And then he gets hurt, yeah. But then you go back down to reality and Derek Carr's been the same guy all year.
Yeah.
He can't throw the deep ball. He's scared to throw the deep ball. And he throws about 10-5. He throws short, intermediate passes. He will not let a receiver try to win a one-on-one game.
Last year, I will say he threw it to Devontae a couple times.
But he likes Devontae.
Yeah.
But like every other year, you just go, if it's one-on-one with Olave, give him a chance. He's a deep threat. He knows how to catch over corners on one-on-one coverage. Throw the deep ball once in a while.
Man, I was thinking about it with all the talent the Saints have on offense. If fucking Caleb Williams went to the Saints, I think that would
it'd be wild.
awful for you.
Yeah, awful for me, but it'd be wild.
I think he would be phenomenal on that
wild.
Saints roster.
Yeah.
Also, shout out all those Saints fans like still loving Alvin Kamara and thinking he's good.
I knew Alvin Kamara was bad for a while.
Like everyone still thinks Alvin's like a great running back. I think their better running back is already on their roster, but they won't give him the ball. Keandre Miller from TCU, but
yeah. Eagles win in overtime against Commanders. It's just how the Eagles have been playing this year.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts had a good game, throwing the ball deep down the field, but fucking like I'm still not backing down yet. Still holding strong on my Jalen Hurts is not that good.
I don't think the Commander secondaries is that good.
Forbes is alright, but he's a rookie.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's just not that good.
And plus, like you said, look at the talent around him. Fucking,
he's got talent galore. It's everywhere. He has the best offensive line.
Yeah.
We've seen
like when I'm judging quarterbacks, I'm judging the quarterback, not the team.
Oh, can I say something? Do you think the NFL told teams to do the push QB sneak and not get it?
Oh, because it didn't happen.
Because a lot of teams tried it and none of them really
Daniel
worked.
Jones. No, it works for the Eagles because Jalen Hurts could squat 650 pounds.
That is true.
Like that's why it works better for him.
Do you think the NFL sent out a secret memo? Because Justin Herbert did it and he didn't get it, and they're like, "Hey, we need teams to do it, and so they can stop talking about it and not get it." Wow, that's weird.
I think
it's just a random NFL conspiracy theory where they're like, Do not get it. Do not
Because
get
Daniel
it.
Jones didn't get it either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then, so they can be like, see? It doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, shit. Maybe they did some shit like that. Who
But
knows?
it's a random theory. But Jalen Hurts does squat a lot, and they have the best offensive line. Chelsea knows how to work. The middle knows how to get that.
Get low.
Get low.
Get low, get
lower
low.
than the defensive lineman. So,
Yeah, AJ Brown. I don't know if we ever mentioned this on the podcast, but we always had going into the draft who was the better Ole Miss receiver, which was pretty cool that they're both doing well in the NFL. Like, I think it's great that we were both
I
right.
think we were both mind boggled that both of them
Didn't get drafted in the first
round.
Didn't AJ? No, he didn't. No. That's
DK
second.
got second. And
No,
AJ
I thought DK. Yeah, DK did drop to the second. Yeah.
It always baffled me.
Like, are we the only ones that watched Ole Miss?
Yeah, like that year we were like, AJ Brown's great, so is DK. What is nobody drafting these guys? Like, and we were like, look how big they are. Like we were like, they're huge, they're great, and that's an NFL receiver.
Yeah.
And you were just like, they were like, no.
So-
Receivers are bad this year. I'm like DK and AJ. And shout out, guess what? DK and Metcalf.
And then we went on different sides. You went DK thinking he was going to be better, and I went AJ thinking he was going to be better. Still early in their careers, but fucking like
I think AJ's kind of pulled bigger, a lot longer.
he's in a better situation. But even in Tennessee, he was like he would take balls to the house and shit like that.
But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Raiders lose to the Chargers. Don't really care.
Told you it would be close because the Chargers don't only know how to because the Raiders fucking.
Because the head coach just loves having close games. So he likes to stress his own self out. That's basically what he likes to do. So I'm not giving the Chargers the time.
Once again, the preseason quarterback that was a darling.
Oh, O'Connell, started O'Connell. 3 picks.
No, I don't think
He had a couple picks.
I don't know if it's.
It was a few.
Yeah, but once again, preseason.
Yeah, Niners destroyed the Cardinals. No surprise there.
MVP.
Cowboys destroyed the Patriots. Again, not really surprised.
Unless you thought the Patriots were good.
Yeah. Lions beat the Packers Thursday night. Lions dominated that game. Actually, I think that was more surprising than anything. Was the Lions dominating that game?
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, that was surprising. And the Packers have not been good at home. They've struggled because they struggled against Atlanta. Was it Atlanta? Yeah, they struggled at Atlanta.
No, it was at Atlanta.
No, it was New Orleans. New Orleans. They struggled against New Orleans at home. That first half, Derek Carr gets hurt. I don't know if it made a change in that shit, but the Packers won that game. But they struggle at home right now.
That's good for the Lions, though. That was a big win.
That was a big win to get that narrative out of there. So that was week 4. Week 5, time for pick'em.
Oh man.
We start Thursday night. This game is it's bad.
Man, how many? I don't know how much is Al Michaels looking forward to this game.
I think
he's pumped up about it.
I don't think he's pumped up at all. I think
he's gonna be so grumpy.
Apparently, he said something last Thursday. Like, oh great, it's the Bears going to Maryland, I guess, or wherever, Virginia, wherever you want to call it. It says Maryland, but it's
that's where the stadium is, Landover, Maryland.
Not on the border.
No, it's in Landover, Maryland. Okay. That's where the stadium is.
Okay, fair. Commanders versus Bears. Commanders are 6-point favorites. I don't know how they're 6-point favorites. I don't like that line. I think Commanders win. They might not cover. But who knows? Justin Fields could just be fucking awful.
I think Commanders fucking cover, I guess. The Bears are kind of dysfunctional right now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel comfortable taking the Bears.
I don't feel comfortable in any situation in this game. The under might be a play too. That's the crazy thing.
No, I saw a stat like 7 of the last 8 games the Bears played on the road, the overs hit.
Oh, okay.
So I saw some stat like that if you believe in that kind of stuff.
I always hate when people do stat gambles, and I'm like, man, I don't trust that stat. Once you do the stat for gambling, I feel like all that mojo goes away. Like, 7 for 8, it's definitely gonna hit the over. And then the one time you bet, you're like, the fucking over's not gonna hit today, is it? I'm that 1 out of the 7 of the 8.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always that type. When I hear it, I always just like, all right, stay away now.
Yeah.
But I have the Commanders winning, Bears cover, but I'm not like it's definitely a stay away game.
I got a win and a cover.
All right. Then we go to London. The Jacksonville Jaguars play the Buffalo Bills. This feels like a struggle Bills game.
See, we need fucking music to do that London drop on there.
I know. It feels like a Bills letdown. I wouldn't say letdown game, but like a struggle game.
Jacksonville gets to stay over there.
Jacksonville stayed over there the whole week.
Yep.
So they have the time. The Bills haven't even. I don't even know if they left yet, but they go. They go a little bit later. It's just one of those games where I can see the Bills struggling just for the fact that it's in London and all that. But the Bills have been flying right now. They've won every game. They've covered every game.
Besides the Jets
the Jets game. They've done, out of all the 3 wins, they're blowing them out, they're covering, and they're dominating. With that being said, this seems like one of those games where the Bills struggle but win.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't think Jacksonville has looked great this whole year. They haven't looked great.
I don't think so. It does worry me that their body's already acclimated to London, and that I think that is definitely a benefit for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
But knowing how high, like all the listeners know how high I'm on the Bills, so I'll just take the Bills to win by that 5.5. I could see, because in my mind, I think the Bills will win by like 17 points. I think their defense is a lot.
I think if this game was played at Buffalo, they would.
Right.
They would.
That's the only thing that I'm hesitant about.
And the fact that Jacksonville has been there for a whole week and some change. Jesus, Tampa Bay's getting blown out. It's just one of those things where, I can see them struggling against Jacksonville.
I think Josh Allen's going to be the fan favorite in London. He's going to be the number one. Like, after seeing him play, the way he plays the game, I think a lot of... have they played a game Josh Allen played in London before?
I don't think so. But I'm not 100% sure. But I know Jacksonville has a big... They're starting to build a fan base out of London.
Yeah, they do have a little bit of fan base.
Because I go there every year, so...
I do believe that the people in London, when they watch this game, they'll be like, Josh Allen, that guy's pretty good. He's going to bring more eyes over than from London.
All right.
I could see, you'll see a bunch of people.
I will say it would be...
And I wonder how many Bills Mafia...
It would be so dope if the Bills Mafia traveled to London and people are like, what are you guys doing? Tailgating. And they're jumping off of a car on a
Bills Mafia in London, that combo
would be...
I think it should happen, right? Because there's going to be a bunch of them.
Do you know how many England fans would become Bills fans?
Right. I know. That's what I'm saying. It's all coming together. They're going to turn on the Jags. It's like a heel turn in wrestling. Fucking Hulk Hogan going to the NWO kind of thing.
It'd be so awesome.
They're going to turn on the Jags.
Bills Mafia and London fans go and be like, what the fuck's going on here?
They're going to have chants for Josh Allen and everything.
It'd be dope. But, so I got the Bills. I'll go Bills. I'll go cover 2. But that's still worrisome.
That got me excited a little bit. Yeah. So that would be cool. I just thought of that.
Ravens are playing the Steelers. It's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 4-point dogs. The over-under's 38.
Best rivalry in the NFL still?
No.
It used to be.
Used to be.
Loved it.
When they were at their prime, it used to be great. Pittsburgh's fallen off. Ravens, injuries and whatnot. Give me the... I hate...
Who's the starter? Pickett going to play?
Yeah, they say it's not that bad of an injury.
But he's going to play this week?
I'm pretty sure he's going to play this week. I was wishing Mitch was playing, but...
oh, shit.
It's a division battle.
I'm going to take the Steelers.
You're taking the Steelers to win their cover.
I'll take them to win straight up. Yeah, I'll take them to win.
I think Lamar goes 4-1. I think they win.
Okay.
I don't know if they cover because they always play each other close. But I'm going with no. You know what? I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'll say the Ravens cover that. I think the Ravens win easily.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Steelers' defense is as good as it used to be. So give me the Ravens covering easily.
I think the way they lost to the Texans, and I shit on Mike Tomlin a lot. I don't. If they come out fucking lackadaisical again, then we'll have a discussion next week about real shit about Mike Tomlin. I do not believe, because I still think Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I think they'll be ready to play. It's a rivalry game. They better be ready to play. And plus, the refs love the Steelers too. So I see a couple calls going in their favor to help them win the game.
All right. Lions are 9.5-point favorites at home against the Panthers. Panthers looking for the first win. You got to find a win somewhere, right? For the Panthers, it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen.
They'll beat somebody in the South.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be this week.
No, I don't think they're gonna win. They're gonna cover though.
Yeah, I was about. Young has not looked good. Like, if you look at it right now.
Is he starting?
Yeah, he started last week. He's the only quarterback that hasn't looked.
I didn't know if he was banged up at coming out.
Yeah, but out of the three, he's the only one that hasn't looked good. He hasn't had a game where you're like, man, he's played good today.
I didn't expect him to be good anyway.
I know, I did. He's in my house, but like, he hasn't had that game where you're like, man, good job, Young. Like Richardson, you're like, man, good job last week. C.J. Stroud, good job the past 2 weeks. There's not been one game where you're like, man, Young's played all right. He's played good. Like, he's got to figure it out sooner or later. And then the Panthers might be panicking. They might draft a quarterback. Oh, they don't have a pick. Never mind.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they don't have a pick.
They're all in.
Yep. So they have to be all in on Young. Young's got to figure it out quick. He doesn't have weapons. I know that. But that's on them. They wanted to get rid of DJ Moore for Young. That's on them. I do think the Lions win as well. I don't think they cover either.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I like how they put it at 9.5 because they didn't want it to be double digits because more people would bet Carolina on that. You're not tricking me, Vegas. I'm still betting Carolina to cover because the Lions, like, after those big wins, when they go back home, they kind of just...
They maybe, like we said, Campbell's doing his job. They won that Green Bay game that they would usually lose.
Well, what happened when they beat the Chiefs?
Well, they lost to Seattle, but Seattle's a decent team.
Right. They are a decent team. And I think they still win, but I don't think they cover.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. The Houston Texans travel to Atlanta. Atlanta's 2-point favorites. Over is 41.5.
Atlanta has to win for me.
Atlanta. This is a must-win game for Atlanta. I think the over is actually the pick here. D'Amico's been good. I know, actually. I backtracked that. It was going to be that. And I'm going to go Texans. I think Atlanta's in Desmond Ridder turmoil.
Yeah.
Now, if Heineke comes in, I might flip it.
And they're traveling back from London, too.
Yeah. I'm going to go Texans to win and cover. Well, the win. So, yeah, they're definitely going to cover. Give me the Texans to win that game.
Okay. I'll go Falcons.
In a mediocre game, New Orleans Saints travel to New England. Foxborough Patriots are a 1-point favorite. I really don't care. This game doesn't matter to me. This is I don't. Who cares? Give me the Patriots to win. I don't really care. Derek Carr's shoulder's probably still hurt, even though they're trying to say he played last week. Still hurt. Give me the Patriots. Don't care. I'm
not touching the fucking spread on this game at all. It's
pretty much a pick 'em. It's -1. It's a pick 'em.
Yeah. Give me fucking do I want to go over?
I don't think any of these teams go over. I don't know if Judon's healthy either. Apparently Judon's hurt. And then Chris Gonzalez is hurt.
Yeah, Christian's out for... Yeah, they're both out. Yeah, give me the over. No defense. No corners.
With that being said, give me the Saints.
Yeah, no, I don't trust them.
I don't trust either of these two teams, but yeah.
Just give me the over.
I'll switch to the Saints. I'll just switch to the Saints just because. The Giants go to Miami. Miami's 11-point favorites. Over is 48.5. I'm not getting. Oh man.
Double digits.
Double
NFL.
digits. I hate double digits, but the Giants are really bad. They are really bad right now, and the down and out. You know what? I'm gonna take the Dolphins are gonna want to play better than what they did in Buffalo. Give me Dolphins -11.
I'll take the Giants and the points. That's too many points for me. 11 is a little bit much. I know their offensive line's bad. I don't know. Thomas might be back, hopefully, for them next week. Yeah, it's a fucking... I feel awful saying that after their fucking performance on Monday night, too.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to... I wanted to act like I'm a sharp better in the NFL, which I'm not. I'm horrible in the NFL. But, like, in my mind, I'm like... I've seen the Giants. They can't... It can get better, but it can't get... I don't think it's going to get that much better.
I'm going off the premise that Miami's defense isn't that good.
That's fair.
And I feel like they could stay within 11 in that game.
Okay, that's fair.
That'll be the way I'm leaning on that one.
That's fair. I think the Dolphins want to play better than what they did against Buffalo. And we've seen with bad teams, they run shot.
That was an aberration because he was.
No, I'm not even talking about 70. I'm just they dominated you from beginning to end. I don't care about the 70. It wasn't. I still think they would have covered that game no matter what.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So give me the Dolphins minus 11. AFC South battle. The Titans go to Indianapolis. Colts are +1, and the over/under is 42.5. Give me the under 42.5. Titans play every game close. It feels like right now, other than the Bengals one.
Yeah.
Division matchup.
Colts play every team close.
Yeah, Richardson's been good. Different style. Can Derrick Henry keep up what he did last week? Derrick Henry does love running over. Actually, that's a sneaky. My prop bet might be Derrick Henry over rushing.
He does like playing.
He loves playing Indianapolis' defense. Mm-hmm. So if I'm making a bet, I would do over rushing yards Derrick Henry.
And especially after you had that big game against Cincinnati, so
maybe the legs are moving now and he's going. So give me Derrick Henry over rushing yards. I'm not touching the line. Just give me Derrick Henry over rushing yards.
Tannehill has been awful on the road, hasn't he?
Hasn't been good.
You know, like he's been struggling really bad on the road.
I think they rely on the Henry train.
I trust Vrabel. So, and fucking they fucked me last time I trusted Vrabel.
Tennessee's the hardest team to bet on. One of the hardest teams.
I think Vrabel will make it tough for Richardson. For a rookie quarterback. That's what I'll go with. I think he'll
That's fair.
Try to scheme some stuff up to make a rookie quarterback struggle. Colts do a good job of putting Richardson in great positions, like you said earlier, but I'll just go with Vrabel and trust him.
All right. Cardinals are +3 at home against the Bengals. Apparently, this line was at 7. It has gone all the way down to 3. So a lot of people are thinking the same thing. We are all thinking that Burrow's actually hurt. Thing is, though, Bengals are better than what they showed against the Titans. The Bengals are not going to lose this game. The Bengals are going to cover this game, and the Bengals are going to win this game. Is it going to be pretty? Absolutely not. But they're going to cover this game.
It'll be the last time.
Last time?
Last shot, I go with the Bengals. If they lose and don't cover this game, I'm out.
Yeah.
All the way out. I'll just pick against them every single week after that. This will be the last time.
That's fair.
Last chance they get. That's it. So that's why I'll roll with the Bengals on here, but it's the last time.
Oh, you gotta look up where Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Because I know Olsen's at the Rams game and the Eagles.
Yeah.
He's at SoFi.
Just say, why is that 305 and not 325 though?
305. They should have went to the actual game. They flexed, but neither here nor there. Rams are +4, over under 50.5. If you're a big believer in the Eagles' defense, the under's the play, right?
And they run the fuck out of the ball.
Yeah. Like if you're a believer in their defense,
they'll milk the clock.
But here's my counter argument: they gave up 31 to Sam Howell and the Commanders. Sam Howell's not as good as Matthew Stafford. The receivers on the Rams are good.
I think the Rams are legit good. So, and I'm not. Well, it's going to be a home game for the Eagles, though.
Unfortunately, yes. That's why I have the Eagles covering play. Actually, I hate the line. Yeah, I'll go Eagles and take the under 50.5 because that's a huge number. Because I think the Rams defense is not that bad, and if everybody's loving the Eagles defense, you can't. That 50.5 is just begging you to pick the under.
You know what? The other corner for the Eagles is not good.
Oh no, he's not.
What's his name? Joe, the guy from Alabama. He went to Alabama too, I think. He's not that good. I think they can Rams will scheme some shit up. They're gonna win. Eagles have to lose sometime, right? They're not gonna go undefeated.
I just don't know if they're gonna win this game.
So I think they lose.
I'll go Eagles in the under.
I think Eagles lose straight up. I love picking against them because I really think they're not that good. So I love picking against them.
All right, moving on to 325. Oh, there we go. I already know where they're at. They're at the Chiefs Vikings.
Yep.
Yeah. You could tell right away, right when I saw the CBS sign. It would have been the Broncos Jets if Rodgers was there, but I think they flipped that once the Broncos and Jets thing happened. Once the Broncos weren't good, struck them out. Chiefs are +4, over under 52.5.
I'm not betting on the Chiefs. Like, every time I bet on the Chiefs, they don't cover.
I bet the Chiefs last week, and I would do it again. I would bait myself into doing this again.
The Vikings, give me the over. Vikings defense is bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Pat Mahomes kills the Vikings.
Their defense is bad.
Yeah, it's still bad.
And Cousins will put up points, too, on that opposite side, I think.
I feel like this game's going to be close. I
don't know if it's going to be close.
Pat Mahomes is just going to pick them apart. That defense is so bad. Like, when you know a secondary is bad and you're going against Pat Mahomes,
they won't be able to get off. That's what I'm worried about, though, for my over bet, though. Like,
the Vikings
it just might be a long drives, though.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs don't really score explosively anymore.
No, they're more of a grind. It's not even a grind. It's more like they don't have Tyreek Hill, so they don't have that deep threat.
Yeah, so like
it's more like intermediate play because they haven't found a guy to beat the Tyreek Hill.
So I don't even like that overplay too much now. After I'm talking about it and shit, I'm like, because I need the Vikings to score with them if the over is gonna hit. Fuck it, just give me Chiefs plus -4.
Yeah,
just give me Chiefs -4.
I'm going Chiefs -4 as well. The Broncos are at home against the Jets. The line is 1.5. I don't.
First time I think we're gonna win since. No, I thought we were gonna lose against the Raiders. First time all season. I think we win and cover. I think we win and cover.
I want Zach Wilson to have a good game.
I do too, but I don't think it's happening. Our defense is bad, Vance Joseph. Like we always say, we don't root for coaches to get fired, but fucking like I've had to deal with them twice now, so I think I'm well deserved to be like, I don't want you as my defensive coordinator or on the Broncos coaching staff. Our defense is schemed bad. Like he'll probably make some plays. I'll be surprised if he doesn't. I just think our offense will fucking score enough against them. It'll probably be close. Probably be a field goal game.
I'll take the Jets money line.
Yeah. Okay.
I want you guys to get the second pick or first pick, so I want you guys to lose.
Yeah, I think we're gonna fucking win. Like if we would have lost to the Bears,
the
locker room could have been lost and shit like that. Now fucking we're talking to avenues on, well, maybe we can come back and win a couple games.
Yeah, or
like all that bullshit.
Yeah, I want you guys to lose this game. I want Zach Wilson to have a good game. This is more about I want than what I need.
You know what? As a Bronco fan too, like it'd be better.
Yeah,
right. And a Zach Wilson fan too.
Yeah,
it'd be better for me if Zach Wilson just fucking lit it up, beat you guys. I'd be happier.
Yeah, because then now your sole focus.
But people would say I'm not a true Broncos fan rooting for your team to fucking lose.
You want to get better.
Shit.
You're not going to get any better with Russell Wilson. Like you know where you're at.
Yeah, I know where my team's at. I'm not fucking going to the Super Bowl or playoffs and shit.
Yeah,
like,
so that's one of the things.
Because there was this conversation where it's like, oh, you're allowed to be irrational if you're a fan of your team.
No,
I disagree with that. I think
no, you're not. You need to sit there and accept what you are.
Like you can evaluate your team and know the expectations that what you're gonna be going into a season, and if you supersede them or under, like, be critical if you like dependent on your team.
Like me, I was like, oh, we got Baker in. Just give Mike Evans 1,000 yards. I don't really I picked us to win the division. I was like, I don't know if we're going to win it, but I'm not going to pick us against us because everybody else is average too. But when we're winning, I'm like, I've enjoyed this season a lot more than I have. Like, I enjoyed this season more than I did last year. Because last year with Tom, you're like, all right, we're going to make the playoffs. We got to win the Super Bowl. Like, this year I had no expectations. And so when you're winning, it's fun. When you have no idea what your team's going to be and you're winning games, you're like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Mm-hmm. And then when you have that expectation, it's, all right, let's get through the season. And then you're critical of every fucking thing. You're like, man, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Fucking run the ball with this, that, and the third. When you have no expectations, like, man, we're passing the ball great. I didn't think we were going to pass this well. Man, Baker's playing out of his mind. Look at the defense. It's great.
Right.
When we're all, like, all that shit, right? All that shit, when you don't expect it, that's the fun. But you need to have that expectation of, all right, there's a chance we're not going to be good, right? Like this year, I was like, we might not be good.
Because in saying that, this is kind of saying it to all the fucking fans of the quarterback teams that have fucking bad quarterbacks. Like, so if you're a Steelers fan, it's okay to be irrationally optimistic that Pickett's going to be good. No, you could be critical of your quarterback, Mac Jones. You could be critical of him. Justin Fields, you could be critical of him. You don't always have to back your players if they're playing like shit as a fan. You do not. You don't have to shit on them boo them. You don't have to boo them like when you go to the games or anything like that. But you just don't have to like be like, well, yeah, I think he's going to be the fucking future of the league and like all that kind of shit.
Like the Bears teams, where Bears were like, oh, this is our year. He's going to have a great year this year. At what point, you guys have lost 16 in a row, by the way. He was on a loser streak last season. What makes you think he got better? Like, you were like, oh, it's going to turn it around. We might win. We might be battling for the division. Our friend Seth had him as a sleeper team. So, like, because he believed the Justin Field hype. Like, there was that hype where sometimes you get...
Also, Sam had him fucking, like, winning the division as a sleeper team for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so sometimes you get sucked into this belief because you're just in that narrative. Sometimes you got to pull yourself out and be like, he hasn't won a game in months. He didn't win a game at the end of the year, by the way. He didn't win a game at the end of the year. Well, the last one was probably in like October. Like, realize that. He hasn't won a game since last October. That's almost a year. It's been 365 days since Justin Fields won a game. Like, when you put that into perspective for like that, your expectation needs to be like, all right, just be better than last year.
Yes.
But they jumped to this moment that they didn't get to, and when you got there, you went, oh, fuck. And then you get upset. Then you get annoyed. You lost. And
then you get irrationally angry.
Yeah.
When your expectations already should have been lower.
When your expectations were way too high instead of where they needed to be. You won what? 3 games last year? 2?
Yeah.
Your expectation should have been winning 6.
We need a fucking that split screen fucking 500 Days of Summer, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Regina Spektor.
Expectations
versus reality.
Your expectation was we could compete for the division. Your reality was just win 6 games. Like, that's your mode. Because you got to build off of 2. How do you build off 2? Winning more than 2.
The Lions are perfect. Like, they've slowly built.
Yeah.
Boom. Building blocks. Yeah. Building blocks. Now they expect to do something
now
in the playoffs.
Their expectation is, hey, we competed last year for the division almost. Let's win the division.
Yes. And then who knows what happens.
Yeah. Like, that's the expectation.
I just don't like fans that just have to irrationally back their teams no matter what.
You're like, oh, yeah, we're going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, wins did you have last year? 2? Where do you get the... Never play. Where do you get the playoffs from? Oh, we drafted... Justin Fields had great year last year. And this, like, I know we used the Bears, but they were really high on that.
Yeah.
Or here, the year before, the Broncos.
But I guess it's the fun thing about being a fan and shit.
It is fun. But
going into the season. But once you see how your team plays, going into the season, that's fine. Have all the expectations you want.
Just be like, I want to make the playoffs. Like me, I was like, I want to make the playoffs. Like, I think we can make the playoffs, but I'm not expecting it. My reality is we're going to be middle tier, okay. Below average, okay. My hype, playoffs. My reality was middle tier. Just win more than 4 games. Give Mike Evans 1,000 yards. That was my goal.
Yeah.
Are we exceeding it right now? Yes. And is it fun? Yes. That's the thing. Sometimes teams like the Jets, where they're like, Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah. Well.
I didn't expect you guys to make the Super Bowl. There's only certain teams, like the Niners, Eagles, Chiefs. Those 3 right now, they don't care about the regular season. That fan base is like...
No, if I was a fan of one of those teams, if we don't win the Super Bowl, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, I hate that going in as a fan.
Yes.
It's annoying.
Yeah,
because the regular season, you're just like, I don't even need to watch this game. Who gives a fuck?
Yep.
But you're gonna watch the game, but you're just gonna get annoyed by it. You're not gonna enjoy it. It's more of annoying watching that because you're like, fuck. If we play like that in the fucking playoffs, we're out.
Yeah, you always evaluate everything at a higher degree.
You evaluate,
but I think you're speaking as us though. I don't think most fans do that. That's how we do it because. Like we evaluate our team against like the best if they're good. Like I think other fans just like enjoy the ride. They just enjoy going to the games and watching the games and shit like that. It's a suffer for me. Like
because I'm not looking at like, oh man, we struggled against the Panthers because we won that game. But I'm thinking, man, if we play like that against the fucking Cowboys in the playoff game, we're gonna fucking lose that game. Mm-hmm. Like I'm looking at that
and the way we're talking about it makes it sound like we don't even enjoy watching our teams play. Which isn't really the case. It's just like
but it's just like when you expect them. Like if I go in the season when we had Tom Brady, I expected us to make the Super Bowl the first year and the second year.
Same with Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that was my expectation. I wasn't expecting to just fucking make the playoffs and see what happens. My expectation was Super Bowl. Even last year, I expected Super Bowl. Last year, I hated watching Tampa Bay. It made me so annoying that I refused to watch the end of the year because of how bad we were.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to get myself mad. There's no point. And then year 2, I was like, I don't need to watch this game. There's no point. We're going to win this game. Cool. Move on. Oh, we lost that game. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're still going to be in the playoffs. We got to beat the Rams, the Cowboys, whoever else we go against. That was my mindset. And then you're like, oh, you just didn't want to enjoy your team winning a game? I'm like, I expect it though. Like, I think that's, and if you're like, oh, I just watch it because I love my team and I just want to watch them. I do too. I watch the team. But I'm just like, oh, lose this game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd rather watch the bigger game that's going on. Like, I'd rather watch somebody else play or something.
I'd rather
like
watch the Bengals and Chiefs, the Bills and Chiefs, instead of Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Because I'm like, yeah, I'll pay attention to it, but like, it was just one of the,
So, it's just different perspectives on fandom, and no one's like, I'm not saying we're the fucking fan experts or everything. Cheer if you enjoy doing that, do it how you do. But I'm be critical of you because that's not how I think you should be a fan. Like, just all out, just positive all the time, and fucking. So
don't go into the season expecting the playoffs when you were 2 wins. That's
I have nothing against that. But once you realize and you watch your team and you're like, oh god, we're not good. Don't irrationally fucking
believe that you're gonna make the playoffs
or keep pumping up a quarterback that's not good and shit like that.
We're really shit on the Bears right now.
Well, fucking, there's other quarterbacks. Like, I could have shit on the Patriots for Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Like, all those teams. You know?
We didn't get the Sunday night game of the week.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are going to Santa Clara against the 49ers. I you know what's funny? Again, we said this in the car one day. When's the last time you've seen the Niners lose that shitty stadium? It's been forever.
That Levi's? Kansas City.
Oh yeah, Kansas City. But Brock Purdy, Jimmy G got hurt. We discussed that. It was Brock,
and Christian McCaffrey just got there. Yeah.
No, Jimmy G was a quarterback, wasn't he? Because Brock Purdy hasn't lost a game.
As a starter.
He lost against the Eagles, I guess, apparently, but if you want to count that.
Yeah, the playoff one, if you want to.
I think the Niners destroyed the Cowboys. I don't think there's no revenge game in my... Bless you.
Thank you.
There's no revenge game. You could say it's a revenge game. And people are going to look way too deep into this.
Oh, this is fucking awful because the fan bases are so huge and the media's coverage of it. I'll be interested on Dan Quinn's defensive game plan because their defensive line is like... it's fucking phenomenal.
They played this game close in the playoffs. It just, at the end...
You throw a pick?
I think something...
Dak threw a pick, I think.
Yeah.
In that game. They're going to give San Francisco trouble with their defensive talent they have. Shanahan I think he'll try to utilize the bootleg game a little bit in this.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't because of how aggressive the Dallas defense is. I think Dan Quinn kind of knows that going into the game, which makes this matchup fucking phenomenal because it's going to be cool as hell to watch because Dan Quinn knows a shit ton about Shanahan because they were on the Atlanta Falcons coaching staff together. So it makes it really intriguing to watch that side of the football.
And I'll also say it's a huge game for Dak.
Yeah, like Dak. Because I think Dan Quinn's good enough defensively and knows enough about Shanahan that he could kind of hold San Francisco's offense down enough.
Yeah.
And Dak just would have to make a couple plays, and they could win the game.
Like, if Dak plays great, I think...
Yeah.
And, like, we know how we were talking about the fandom. I think then, as a Cowboy fan, you'd be like, all right, Dak can win these games. Because he hasn't really won these games like this.
I still wouldn't even believe it though because it's not a playoff game. I'd still be like, it's not a playoff game. He won the regular season.
You would feel a little more confident though. You'd be like, all right, he did beat the Niners at San Francisco. It's a little big.
Do you know Cowboys fans? If Dak went in there and beat San Francisco, they'd already they'd be buying Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, I know.
They'd already be going.
So I'm gonna go Niners. But I do think Niners cover. Cowboys lose this game.
So you really think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Monday night.
I think the Cowboys might
cover or win.
Yeah, they could win this game.
All right.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
You going Cowboys?
Yeah, I know, and it's crazy that we're going opposite on this when we have different Super Bowl matchups.
Oh yeah, we both picked our different Super Bowls.
Yeah, but I think the Cowboys win this game.
All right, that's fair. Monday night, deader of a game, but great fan bases. Packers going to Las Vegas against the Raiders. Raiders are +1.
So Raiders have had 2 primetime games already. Fucking Giants have had like fucking 5. Like tired of watching these crappy teams on primetime.
Another bad Monday night game.
I don't know. I'll be cool to see Jordan Love, so that'll be fine.
He's got to show me a little bit more.
I know. I agree with that, but I'll be intrigued to watch how he does in this environment on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So big game. I'll go. Who's starting for is Garoppolo out?
No, Garoppolo should be back. He practiced last week. He didn't start, so he should be back. But Josh McDaniels has been awful.
I feel like the Raiders are going to win this game. Give me the Raiders.
All right, you go the Raiders.
Yeah.
Give me the Raiders because they're at home. I have no confidence in this game at all.
Okay.
But all right, it's time for the segment of the week.
0-2 on this
0-2
on the podcast. Well,
hyped up
I'm 2-2.
You were hyped up about it, and then you've been giving it out, and you're 0-2.
Well, I was. You got to give me credit though. I was.
You were 2-0. Now you're 2-2.
Yeah. Unfortunately. God. So now I'm stressing over my picks. Like just like in college, I'm fucking overthinking everything. All right, this is gonna be probably a nasty one. So I would not recommend people jumping on this one.
No, yeah.
And Vegas has got it better about this. You know, they're doing a good job of putting the lines on spots where it makes it a struggle. So I got still putting it together, but we're gonna go with this. Fuck it. I really don't want to move the line like that. We'll do that. Okay. We'll do this. And we're going big lines.
All right.
Big lines. So we're gonna go starting out. I got a Thursday one again.
Oh, you're going Commanders.
Just win.
Just to win.
Brian, you were going on the rant about Bears haven't won in a year, right? So
16 in a row.
right? So make it 17, hopefully. So we start off with that on a good note, I would hope. Then we're gonna go Steelers. Move it to 10.
All right.
You know, like 10 points in that game, rivalry game. Could win straight up. We're gonna go Panthers.
Oh, Panthers.
Yeah, 15.5. It's like a letdown game for the Lions. It's gonna feel awful taking that. And then we're gonna match it up with the Giants too.
Oh no.
We're moving that to 17.
Oh no.
That's danger territory when the Dolphins are just blowing everybody out. We're gonna risk it. There's gonna be a lot of Giants fans in the stadium. And we're gonna go fucking. I didn't want to do it, but I threw my Falcons in here.
All right. Falcons plus.
It'll be +4.
+4.
Yeah, because they're -2.
Yeah.
So, and then we're gonna move Cowboys.
All right.
So, like, if we make it through all that, all we have to do is rely on the Cowboys
Yeah.
covering 10,
Seems easy enough.
right?
Seems easy enough, but watch the game. Cowboys lose by 12.
The Panthers Giants is gonna be a sweat.
Oh yeah, it'll be a sweat at the beginning of the day.
And then, yeah, so we just got to sweat those out. Once we get past that, we'll be all right. Come on, let's go. Let's go 3-2 on that 6-pack challenge. 0-2 on the podcast officially, I know, but
Yeah.
fucking like, really 2-2.
All right, that's gonna do it for a NFL week 4 recap.
You always forget.
Yeah, I forget weeks. Okay.
Yeah, because of college football
Yeah,
shit.
week 4 recap, week 5 pick 'em.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week for the NFL recap for week 5 and pick 'em for week 6.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.